is Philly J here from Different Dimension Gaming, coming at you with an Evilswarm / Steelswarm deck profile. Now this is by no means a competitive deck or a YCS winning deck. There's no way, but this is a very fun deck for a more casual, fun format. So let's get right into it. We're going to start with 3 copies of Evilswarm Heliotrope, which is just a normal monster, doesn't do anything, but I do believe it is the only monster in the game with its flavor text written backwards. A little fun fact for you there. Moving on, we're going to play 3 copies of Evilswarm Caster. This is your best normal summon in the deck. The turn is normal summoned, you can normal summon 1 additional lswarm monster. And all the effects say lswarm to cover both steel and evil. Next up, we've got 3 copies of Evilswarm Yugioh. Yugioh lets you banish an lswarm from your graveyard to add one with a different name from your graveyard to your hand, and then you can immediately normal summon 1 Evilswarm monster. We're going to play 3 copies of Evilswarm Mandragora. This is a Cyber Dragon. If your opponent has more monsters than you do, you can special summon it from your hand. Then to get in some of our non-lswarm monsters, we're going to play 3 copies of Danger Mothman. This lets you dig in your deck possibly. It gives you an additional level 4 to go into your rank 4 plays, and it's also a dark, which is going to be a big factor in this deck. And then we're going to play 3 copies of Raid Raptor Strangolanias. If you control a dark monster, you can special summon it from your hand, but you get locked into dark monsters for the rest of the turn. And then for the last of the monsters, we're going to play 3 copies of Rescue Rabbit. This lets you banish it from the field to summon 2 normal monsters from your deck to the field. This is when a good combo with your Heliotropes comes in. And it's also a very easy normal summon, and it banishes itself for cost, so it can dodge stuff like hand traps. Moving on to the spells, I'm going to play 3 copies of Infestation Pandemic. This makes all lswarm monsters you control currently unaffected by other spell and trap effects for the turn. I'm going to play 3 copies of Unexpected Die. Again, just an easy way to get into your rank 4 plays with your Heliotrope. Play 3 copies of Allure of Darkness, just to help you dig into your deck. And all the monsters in this deck that you play are dark, so there's no problem in worrying about what to banish. And then for the 1-0s, we're going to play 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Called by the Grave, 1 Pot of Avarice, and 1 Upstart Goblin. These are your flex spots in the deck for as far as spells go. You can pretty much replace these with anything that you want. And then for the traps, we're just running a small trap lineup. We're playing 3 copies of Solemn Judgment and 3 copies of Lost Wind. Solemn Judgment is a no. Your opponent puts a card on the field, pay half your life points, say no. Lost Wind is an Effect Veil or Infinite Permanence. It's a monster negate for a special summon monster. And then if your opponent summons from the extra deck, you can set it again from your graveyard, but it's banished when it leaves the field. That's it for the main deck. Moving on to the extra deck. So starting in the extra deck, we've got 3 copies of Evilswarm Ophion. This 2 level 4 lswarm monsters. To attach a material, add an infestation spell trap from deck to hand, and as long as it has Xyz material, neither player can summon level 5 or higher monsters. We're going to play 1 copy of Evilswarm Ouroboros. This 3 level 4 monsters. Once per turn, you can attach a material to activate one of the following effects. You can either card your opponent controls and return it to the hand, discard a random card from your opponent's hand to the graveyard, or banish 1 card from your opponent's graveyard. We're going to play 1 copy of Evilswarm Thanatos. 2 level 4 dark monsters. Once per turn, during either player's turn, detach a material, and this card is unaffected by other card effects. Other monster effects, sorry. 1 copy of Evilswarm Bahamut. 2 level 4 lswarm monsters. Once per turn, detach a material, target a face-up monster your opponent controls, discard an lswarm, and then take control of the opponent's monster. This is a permanent take, so you don't have to give it back in the end phase. 2 copies of Evilswarm Exciton Knight. 2 level 4 monsters. And then once per chain, during your opponent's turn, during you... 2 level 4 monsters, once per chain during your main phase or your opponent's battle phase. If your opponent has more cards than you do in their hand and on their field, detach a material and destroy all cards that they control. Also, your opponent takes no further battle damage that turn, so you can deal some damage and then activate this. 1 copy of Steelswarm Roach, 2 level 4 monsters. During either player's turn, when a level 5 or higher monster will be special summoned, detach an exit material and negate the special summon, and if you do, destroy it. 1 Evilswarm Nightmare, 2 level 4 dark monsters. When your opponent special summons a monster, except during the damage step, detach a material, change that special summon monster to face down defense position. And then for the non-lswarm monsters, we're going to play 1 Utopia the Lightning, 1 Utopia Ray, and 1 Utopia. These are just really good cards to help you deal with stuff. Utopia Lightning, attach 2 materials, its attack becomes 5,000, and you negate other monsters' effects. You use these 2 because the only better thing than using Utopia once is twice. So what you would do is you would use 2 materials, summon Utopia, into Ray, into Lightning. And then we're going to play 1 copy of Raider's Knight. This 2 level 4 dark monsters. It's always treated as a Phantom Knight or a Raid Raptor card. You don't really care about that. But detach a material and either rank up or down 1. And the card you're planning to go into is Arc Rebellion Xyz Dragon. This card might as well say win the game. This card negates all other monster effects on the field and gains the attack of all other monsters on the field. So this can get really big really fast. Let's say you're playing against something like Phantom Knights and they've got a full board. You summon this, activate the effect, negate everything. This is going to gain 10-15,000 attack. You just swing for game. But that is it for the deck profile. Let us know what you think down below. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.